Similar to what other sisters said, I am humbled to be on this panel with these amazing and inspiring women from all walks of life doing amazing things in the society. Jazakallah khair. So to the question and the challenges that I faced and how I was able to overcome them, that's a loaded that's a loaded question, mashallah. I hope that I'm able to just summarize it. But I think for me, it came in phases. The first phase for me was more growing up. I was surrounded by a family that didn't really differentiate between the role of a girl and the role of a boy. We were all treated the same. We had the same responsibilities in the house. I could wash my dad's car and change the tires, and my brothers could cook and clean and do everything that a girl would do. And so when I was growing up, I was inspired by this at the age of 6, I think, or 7. I was watching the news with my dad, and I saw this lawyer was representing innocent students that were arrested for a peaceful protest. And so I asked my dad, and my dad explained the scenario to me. And I said, I want to be that man. He's helping innocent people. I also want to help innocent people. And that would be my driving force or my motivation since from the age of 6 to become a lawyer. I didn't see a role model, a woman. I didn't see a Muslimah at that time. I just saw this man, and I wanted to be a representation of that man, but in myself. And so I went on to study Sharia law and common law, and that was a decision. That was a decision that I made. I didn't just want to study common law. I wanted to also understand my deen and study the law under Islamic principles and Islamic law. So and again, that was taking a different path where people at that time didn't understand. And it was almost like, really, why would you study Sharia law? Because only a part of Nigeria uses or goes by Sharia law. The rest of Nigeria is actually common law based. But I took that decision and I stood by it. And alhamdulillah that I did that, because one of my strengths, which is something that has helped me through a lot of the challenges that I've faced through life, is the thirst for knowledge. If there's anything out there, just tell me and I'm gonna go search for it. I wanna know, I wanna keep building on everything that I know. If there's a question anywhere, I'll go look for the answer. And I don't just keep the knowledge to myself, I also love to share. And so when I graduated, I started practicing, and the core of my practice was criminal law. I was mainly defending either through pro bono, helping helping people, low-income earners in Nigeria who couldn't afford a defense lawyer, or just taking on in my private practice, but then just reducing the fee so it was something manageable that they could. Then marriage came. I met my husband, alhamdulillah, got married and had a baby, and we moved to Canada. So moving to Canada was a different ballgame altogether, in the sense that here I was living in a country where I was the majority. Nigeria is like 99%, I would say 100% all Black. And even though there was still that inequality in terms of gender inequality, but race wasn't anything, right? And being a Muslim too was not a foreign thing. And so here I am in Canada, and as immigrants, my husband had to go back to Nigeria. He was going back and forth. So for the most part, I was technically a single mother here for the times that he was in Nigeria, raising almost 2-year-old son and writing my exams to be able to practice in Canada, like almost going to law school all over again, and working full time. There were times where I wanted to give up. I felt like the system was built not to encourage me to pursue this path. And it was almost like I was supposed to just work at the factory and that's it, right? But I told myself, I said, growing up, I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me as lawyers. And then it even became more obvious when I came to this country, a lot of intersectionality. I'm a woman, I'm Black, and I'm a Muslimah. It's just a lot of layers, and there are just few people that look like me. And to me, representation absolutely matters. And so that kept pushing me, similar to what Sister Aisha said. I had to schedule my time in a way that I would be there for my son, and I would focus on work when it was work time. And I would also carve out some time, be it on the bus, be it when my son was sleeping before he wakes up and realizes I wasn't beside him. I would carve out time to study for that exam. And something that should have taken a year took about 7 years. But mashallah, I'm happy that I channeled through that, and I was able to get my license to practice here. But all through it, one thing that I learned was the power to, one, be confident in who you are. I think my solid foundation was, one, I was confident in who I was. I was confident in my Muslim identity, and that never wavered. And so when I was at my low points, I would always go, okay, ya Allah, right? And that would help me through it. And also sharing the knowledge that you have. And that was how I came to find Being Me, and I started volunteering with Being Me. And mashallah, that just gave me the platform to be able to mentor young Muslims, because it's good that we're doing what we're doing, but we also want to create a generation of young Muslims that inshallah would not have to go through all these challenges that we're having to deal with, and that are confident Muslims from the get-go. And so when they see it, they're going to speak up, they're going to advocate for themselves, and they're going to create amazing legacies, inshallah, that at the end of the day, mashallah, all these barriers that are put out there would be irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it's what you bring to the table. It's not the color of your skin. It's not how you dress. It's not your accent. It's not how your name is spelled. It's actually in here and in here. It's what you bring to the table that matters. And when you look past all of that, you see that the barriers aren't necessary. And so for me, that's I would say just the knowledge and helping to build that confidence through mentoring the young ones, or even mentoring, people that you feel needed. And also the older ones, us, we need that knowledge as well. If we have it, let's share it. And that's why Sister Shaheen said that I help with the Power Talk Halaka. It's just a weekly program where women just come together and share experiences, listen to teachings of the Quran, ask questions, improve on our knowledge. And, the ones that have little ones, we share amongst ourselves, and we go one trick or one teaching more than we joined. So that's my little nugget on how I was able to, break barriers and forge through the challenges that I felt was there, just going through my process. And I hope that inshallah, in a few years to come, or the generations to come, would not have to have these conversations on whether or not they need to challenge anything, inshallah.